Having a successful pest control business doesn't mean much if potential customers can't find you. A professional website is essential for attracting new clients, showcasing your expertise, and proving that you're the trusted solution for their pest problems. Without a strong online presence, you risk losing leads while competitors show up first in search results and land the jobs that you're after. So today I'm going to walk you through how to create a pest control website that builds trust, generates new leads, and helps your business grow. Plus, I'll reveal the #1 mistake that most pest control companies make and how to fix it in just a few minutes. The first step is choosing the right website platform. Now, while there are many options, my top pick is Wix. I've been building websites for over a decade, and Wix consistently delivers the best experience for business owners, particularly pest control websites, who need a powerful and easy to use website. It's mobile optimized, it comes with built-in tools like online booking, customer reviews, and service pages, and makes it really simple to create a professional website without hiring a developer. Plus, it's absolutely free to try. So to begin, go ahead and click on the link right up here, or check out the link in the description. Now, by using that link, you're not just starting your website, you're also supporting me and this channel, and I truly, truly appreciate that. So let's click on that now, and I'll walk you through this whole process. Okay, so assuming that you clicked on that link, we're gonna go ahead, bring you into the screen here. So first thing you wanna do is obviously put your email address in here and then just click on Start Now, pretty simple. And you're gonna be met with this screen here, and all you have to do is just confirm your email, put a password in, go ahead and click Sign Up. You can see also on the right side here, we have continue with Google, continue with Facebook. If you want to sign up using their platforms, you can. I recommend that you just do an email though, because it's just easier to kind of track everything. So let's go ahead and fill out this information. Okay, and once that's all filled out, go ahead and click on Sign Up. And you're going to be met with this screen here. So who are you creating your website for? For myself, my business, or a friend, or for a client as a freelancer or an agency. Assuming that you're just doing it yourself, go ahead and click on For Myself, My Business, or a Friend. Go ahead and click on Continue. Okay, now this next screen kind of trips some people up, right? So it basically goes into here and it's like, oh, do you want to have a chat with AI to create your website? And a lot of people think like, no, I don't want to do that. Let me set up without the chat. Don't do that. Don't skip this. The reason is because when you have this chat, it'll actually pre-populate a lot of text for you in the website. And it'll also build out different pages and understand exactly what you need as a pest control company owner. And it'll actually build it out that way. So I definitely don't recommend that you skip this. You want to go into this. So let's go ahead and click on Start Chat. Okay, and first tell me what your site is all about. Okay, and I just put, I have a pest control business in my area and I want to build a website for the business. Go ahead and click Next. What is the name of your pest control business? Okay, and I just put a generic name, Ron Removes Pests. I'm Ron, by the way. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. And next it asks, now what type of pest control services do you offer? Okay, I put, we specialize in residential and commercial pest control removal. We offer rodent control removal, scorpion removal, termite control, and bed bug treatments. So we'll go with those. And it asks, do you have any additional goals for your website, such as online booking for appointments or showcasing customer testimonials? I think both those sounds great. It really depends on what you want for your website here, but you can type these things in. I'm gonna say both of these sound great. Okay, so we'll go with that. So lastly, what is the location of your pest control business? I'll just say Chicago, Illinois, which is where I am originally from. Okay, and you can see here it says that we're all set. We can go and click on Dashboard. The cool thing here is it has kind of the site profile on the right here. And this shows you, hey, this is the type, this is the apps that they have, location, goals, target audience. All this makes a lot of sense for what you put in for your specific situation. So we'll click on Go to Dashboard, and it's going to take a minute after we click that. You'll see here, it'll take a minute to load everything. Okay, so when you finally get everything set up, you are brought to this page. So this is the Content Management System, or the CMS, which is kind of the back-end administrative portal for the site that you as the administrator would see. The front-end people, like the people who visit your site, would never see this. So we'll talk about this in a minute, right? And we'll get into this. But the first thing I want to do is actually build your website, because I said we do it quick. So I want to do that. So we want to go up here and click on Design Site. You can also do it on the bottom left here, but let's click on Design Site. Okay, and after we do that, we're going to see right here that you have two different options. So how would you like to design your website? Customize a template or generate a design with AI. I actually highly recommend that you customize with a template, right? You can generate a design with AI. I've done it myself. I don't love the results as much. But customizing a template, just so that you understand, most websites on the internet, they're built with a template. Now, just because it's templated, that doesn't mean you can't change anything. You could change all the images, the fonts, the colors. You can also adjust the entire look, adjust different pages, the whole layout, everything you want to do. But doing it with a template just makes things so much easier. So I highly recommend that you decide to go with that route. So we're going to go ahead and click on pick a template. Okay, so it's going to bring us to this page here. Now, the interesting thing in this particular instance, so often they have a template for it, they actually don't have a pest control website. So an option directly into pest control. That's okay. You may be thinking like, oh my gosh, well, I just can't use Wix then. That's not correct. So again, you have to understand that what you are doing is you are getting a shell of a site, right? You're not getting the finalized site. You're just getting a shell of a site. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these and we're going to look at them in the sense of, this is kind of the idea that I would go with. And then we'll obviously customize it from there, right? So when we look at these, so we've got landscaping companies, and you probably want to get a service-based business. That really makes sense because pest control is obviously a service-based business. So we're going to go into here, a home improvement company. We're going to go ahead and click on view, and we'll see here. Plumbing is a service as well. So that one makes sense. We'll go ahead and view that. And then we will look at trusty handyman, solar panel installer, carpenter. I'd say we could go with a solar panel installer. Now you can just choose, you can look at these and you can also go to page 2 and 3 and 10 and 20. You can go to all these different things, but basically looking at it this way, we've chosen 3 different businesses that really have a service component to them, right? So now what we do, go to here, click out, make sure that none of them are actually your template because you can choose it from here. And what we want to do is we want to look at this and say, okay, what is the path to least resistance? What's going to be the easiest way to create a pest control website? Like this, for instance, I can tell you is already pretty good. So this one is, it looks like a handyman type of business, right? Handyman. They've got all these things, which are obviously related to handyman stuff. So our services, who we are, happy customers, contact us 24/7, the locations, the areas that are covered, all this, that's great. Get a free quote or a free estimate. That's great as well. This is actually a great example. And I really love how they have get a free quote here. I like the color scheme. This one's pretty good. Let's go to the next one. So this one, you get a call now button up here and then the menu is up here as well. I don't really love that. You click on our services, right? It brings us into this page, which I just don't think it's very nicely designed. I mean, you may differ, have a differing opinion. It's fine. We all have different opinions. About, I like how that happens with that image there. That's kind of cool. Our services, the spacing. I just don't love the spacing on this. Why choose us? What people say. Okay. I don't love this one compared to the first one, so I'm going to close this one out. Just not for me. And then this one, this is a solar company. We'll go ahead and go to here. It's time for a change. Okay. No obligation quote today. Why should you switch? This one doesn't really work so well for pest control companies. Now, I will say we could go in and, this goes into services. We could go to residential, commercial, maybe industrial if you do industrial pest control as well. Get into that, see our work, all the different things that's here, right? Which is good, kind of testimonials, what clients say, that's the testimonials there, and then more information. This one just doesn't grab me either. So I'm going to go with this one. Now, I have to say something. So when you look at the templates, you can get analysis paralysis here, meaning that you can open up 10, 15, 20 of these templates and go. I would recommend maybe like 5 of them. You open up 5, you look at one that's pretty much there where you're like, yeah, I like this look, and just go with it. Don't overthink this. If you spend all day thinking about this, you'll probably never create your website anyway. So we're going to say this one's good. We could adjust the color scheme and everything and change it. I happen to like this color scheme, so I'm not going to adjust any of this, but we're just going to go ahead and click on edit this site. And after you click on that, it's going to take a minute. It's going to set everything up on the back end, make sure that your site has all that's needed. So this will take a minute to actually get it set up. Okay, so it brings us to here and we officially have a site, right? It is actually technically here. You can click on preview to see it at any time, what it looks like. I'm actually just going to click on publish because I want a working version of the site to kind of show you some things as I'm doing it. So I'm going to click on publish. And technically speaking, if you share, after you click publish, if you share that URL right there with anybody, your website is on the internet. Anybody can come to your website and say, hey, this is the website here, and they can see everything that you've put in here. Now, if you're worried about clicking that publish button because you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't want people coming in and seeing my stuff yet, don't worry. It's okay. No one's going to find your website anyway. It's so early, it doesn't matter. But that is how you technically publish a site. So the site is technically live. We technically have a site. Now, I'm going to get into the homepage and designing this in a minute. But the first thing I want to mention before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and click right up here in the top left where it says go to dashboard. I just want to bring you back into that. Remember how I talked about the administrative portal, the CMS, a little bit earlier? So I want to talk a little bit about this, and then we're going to get into the design of the website, because you do technically have a website now, but it's not perfect, right? You got to edit it, you got to adjust, text, fonts, images, all that stuff. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So before we get into that, let's talk about the CMS. So this again is the back-end administrative portal for your site. The people who visit your site that actually go here, they'll never see this. This is just for you. So it just shows you the capabilities of what Wix has, right? So we have setup, home, don't really have to pay attention to those. Getting paid, yes, you can actually accept online payments in Wix, which is really cool and obviously great for businesses, pest control specifically. Booking calendar, so you can actually set it up so that people can book when they want their service for pest control, the different appointments, or you can tell them when it's going to be, but what you can also do, which I think is cool, is if you offer free estimates, which I know pest control services in my area, they do that. You can actually offer, hey, we can come for a free estimate, and they can schedule it up themselves. Now, you'd want to call and confirm that, but at least it saves you a lot of text and email back and forth setting up an appointment. It's a nice way to do that. Also, sales. So if you have any sales, if you accept payments online, you can see all that. Catalog. This is where you kind of talk about the different services that you offer and explain all that. Apps. So this is cool. If there's ever functionality in Wix that you need, like if you wanted live chat on your website, for example, this would be a great place to where you could actually put that up and have that all set up. Site and mobile app. So this is if you do any type of, or if you need kind of advanced things, but if you want to mess with your website and SEO, and if you need a logo, for instance, you can go in here, the mobile app, etc. Inbox, if anybody submits a form, you can go ahead and check it here and you can see all the information in your inbox. Customers and leads. So this is nice because it's basically a system to where you can always see who had submitted contact information, who had submitted forms to us, and you can keep track of all that here, which is pretty nice. Marketing, we won't dive deep into that here, but if you need help with marketing, you can look there. Analytics, this is going to be great for if you want to see where people are going on your site once it's actually launched. And then automations, again, some more advanced stuff. I'm not going to fully focus on that here. And then settings, CMS, developer tools, again, all advanced stuff that you may get into later. But for now, we're focused on building the site. So yeah, let's get into the homepage here a little bit. Your homepage is the first thing that visitors see, so it needs to make an impact. You want to keep it clean, professional, and focused. Highlight your pest control services, the areas that you serve, and why customers should trust you. And make sure to include a strong call to action, like schedule your free inspection today, to encourage visitors to take immediate action when they're there. Okay, so now we have, this is the site here, right? And we want to adjust it. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and click right here, and we're going to work on the home page. So they have this little cart here. I don't really think that there's a need or shopping. They have this little shopping cart here. We don't really need that, so we're just going to delete it. I don't really see a need to have a shopping cart or shopping bag, whatever you want to call it. The phone number got moved a little bit. There we go. So we'll put the phone number. So one of the best things with Wix, so like, when you have to adjust everything, it's all very much point, click, drag. If you have to edit text or add text, you just click and do it. It's very simple. It may seem like, oh, that's how all websites should be. That is not how they are. There is a ton of coding involved. Gets it really difficult. With developers, it can be expensive, etc. This is obviously the better way to do it. So the first thing about a homepage that you want to do is you really want to focus on the navigation, which is the top part here, okay? So this is in the header of the website. So when you visit a website, there's something that you'll notice. There's a header, which is the top part, which has a navigation, like we see here. There's the footer, which is all the way on the bottom of the page. That's right here. And then there's all the stuff in between it, right? Usually what you want to focus on is the header. You get the header and footer, get those good. And then after those are good, then all you do is you go page by page and adjust that middle part. That's kind of the idea, because the header and the footer, those carry over to every other page. Okay, so first thing we're going to do here is always look at the navigation first, right? That's the first thing. So I'm going to look at this menu and just adjust it to what we need. So we have home, services, about, contact, and book online. Contact and book online, those could really probably kind of be the same page. So we'll investigate that in a moment. But what we really do need is I want a testimonial page and I want a blog page. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and click on Add Page, and we will do the testimonial page first. For that, we don't have a testimonial page here. It's okay. I'll explain how this works when we get to it, but we're just going to click on General, and we're just going to add a page of a design that we kind of like, right? And again, you're looking at the skeleton of the page. You're not looking at the imagery. Like, you're not looking at this and saying, well, I don't like this picture. That's not what it's about. So we're going to say for the testimonials, it's mostly going to be focused on people and smiling, things like that. So we don't really want a bunch of images because we'll add images. So we'll just click on this page right here. We'll click Add Page, and Wix will actually add that for us. And then here we want to label it. So all the other ones are capitals. So we're going to capitalize it and put testimonials. Okay. So now we've got, you see the navigation, how it changed: home, testimonials, services, about, and contact us. Well, contact us, we don't really need as contact us. We need it as contact anyway. So now we've got all those pages: home, testimonials, services, about, and contact, and then book online, which we'll talk about. That's just kind of a separate thing here. But that is good for right now with that. But the one page that we do want to add to is the blog. So we'll click on Add Page here. And again, this is an optional page, right? It just helps. You can showcase your expertise as a pest control company, talk about all that you know, different prevention tips, which could bring in traffic, which is potential customers, and then you can do that. So we'll go ahead and click on Add Wix Blog, and this will take a minute to add, but it'll actually add it in here for you. Okay, so it has added it here. Now, we're not going to spend too much time on this yet. We'll get into it a little bit later. What we want to do is click right here, and we want to go back up to home because we're focused on the home page, right? And we will get into the home page. And then what we need to do, again, let's look at this navigation. So you'll see, because we added a blog, it added this search. We don't want that. We'll just delete it. And it also adjusted the, the navigation here. So now it's testimonial service, or home, testimonials, about, contact, and more. More is the book online and the other pages there. So we're going to click into here. We're going to click on Manage Menu, and we really don't need a home. I don't really like including home, so we're going to click here, and we're going to hide this from the menu. The reason why we don't need a home is everyone already knows if you click on the top left, you get to the home page anyway, and a lot of people don't even go to the home page, so there's really not a reason for it, and that fixed that a little bit. And then we've got book online and contact. So this is really where I'm having a problem, is I don't really fully understand book online and contact. So let's click on publish, and we'll click on done. Okay, so let's look on the live site and actually see what this means. So we've got contact and book online. So contact is this, book online is this. So contact is, contact will just bring them down to the contact area where they can schedule an appointment. We'll talk about how that would work in a minute. And then book online is if they actually want to, this is where you can offer booking directly online, and they pay directly online. Now, knowing what I know about pest control sites, it's very unlikely that people are going to pay for the pest control before they even do it, or especially just online randomly. So I don't really think that we need the book online page. I just don't see that as really happening here. So what we will do is we will go into here, and we will actually get rid of the book online page. So we'll click here, Manage Menu, book online, we'll close that out. And then blog, we obviously want to change, rename, all caps, like everything else. Okay, so now we've got testimonial, services, about, contact, blog. Generally speaking, best practice, you want to put contact all the way on the right. So we'll just drag it down. Testimonial, services, about, blog, and contact. So now we have all those in the navigation. Navigation looks pretty good. You could obviously adjust and add a logo up here, but we're not going to focus on that right now. The one thing we can do, though, is we can adjust this phone number. So it's really easy. Just go ahead and double click on it, right? So 800-474-8393. And let's say that you look at this and you're like, I hate that text. It's ugly. Well, it's no problem. Let's go ahead and bold it. Let's make it a 18 font size. Instead of heading 6, we can just make it paragraph 1. It's probably a better way to do it anyway. Let's do that. 18. And if you wanted to make it a different color, which I don't necessarily recommend, but let's say that you want it to really stand out, we could throw something behind it. You can kind of scroll. So you see how on the top right, it's changing all these colors. We'll just go with the blue. I know it doesn't look super pretty, but we'll go with the blue just so you can kind of see the functionality. So that's the thing to understand. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you all the functionality that Wix offers. So again, it's kind of ugly. I don't know that I'd love it, but this at least shows you, hey, you can change the phone number, you can change it to whatever you want, you can change the text. You can also, you probably already saw me do it, click and drag. So if you want to drag it all the way over here, don't do that. But if you wanted to, you technically could. We do want to keep it in the navigation up there. Now, again, I don't really recommend that we do a highlight. Oops. I don't really recommend that we do a highlight in the back like this. I'm just showing you for the sake of showing you. So now the navigation is pretty much good, right? We've got all the menu, all that we need. Let's assume that we adjusted our logo, and then we've got the phone number. So this header is good, okay? So now we're going to scroll down to the footer. And here is, again, so you want to do header and footer first, and then everything in between. That's kind of the idea. Next, we got this footer here. So we've got contact us 24/7, call us. Again, you can adjust the phone number, email us. You can put all that. Areas that are covered, put the areas that you actually cover. Since you're a local business, you'll know all those. And then follow us on social media. Really simple. Just click into these, and you can set your social links after you click in. You can also have here where it has schedule an appointment. Now, this might be kind of weird, but it's actually really easy to edit a form, right? You might look at this and think like, oh God, I can't, creating a form. So usually this would take a little bit more with developers and everything, but it's really simple to do with Wix. So we're going to click on edit form. All right. And it brings us back into the CMS, which is the administrative portal. And now you can see to edit a form or to create a form. So here we're just going to want to put first name, last name, email, phone, and then their long answer to find out what it is that they want, right? And then if we say, well, long answer, instead of long answer, we could say, how can we help? Sorry, I had caps lock on. Okay, how can we help? So now we've got this in here, right? And the thing to understand, you don't want to put all these different, like it may make sense. You may think like, oh, we'll throw the address in there and we'll, throw a second phone number in there and don't do that. The more form fields, which was these are called, the more of these there are, the less likely people actually submit it because people are kind of lazy. They don't want to spend all the time because you got to remember they're probably shopping you around with other places. So this would be the way that you'd want to do that. Max of 5, maybe 4. If you could drop email or phone, that'd be great. But if not, it's fine. So we'll go ahead and put that. We'll click on submit, or I'm sorry, save. Okay. So now the form has been created, but you don't see the form. That's okay. Click on settings. And we want to go over to here where it's forms. Click on my form. And voila. The form is actually here. Now, if you're thinking, well, it's kind of ugly, I want to adjust it, you can go ahead and click on settings, choose layout, design. You can choose all the different colors. I happen to think that this looks actually very nice with the theme. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So now, assuming that we adjusted all this, we've got the header already done previously. So the header and footer are done. Okay. So that is good. So I'm going to publish this again. So now header and footer are all done. We're good there. So now let's focus on the actual homepage content itself. Now remember, that header footer will be the same throughout the whole website. So now we're only focused on the middle stuff. This is where it gets easier. Okay, so we come into here and welcome to Ron Removes Pests, your pest problem, our solution, right? Call us now at, adjust the number. Again, if you don't like the text and you just think it's like ugly, we could just completely change it to Georgia. We can underline it, whatever you want, whatever looks good to you, to your eye. That's all that we have to do here, right? I happen to think that this is pretty ugly. I definitely wouldn't want to do that. And I definitely wouldn't want to do this. So we're just going to scroll over here and find one. That one looks pretty good. That would be pretty good. So we'll use that one right there. And then we have the phone number. We can adjust that, click in. The other thing, this schedule an appointment. Now it's all the way on the left. Again, if you want to put it in the middle, we can do that. If you want to make it bigger, right? We can click here. We can do that, which not really a bad idea to make it bigger so that people don't overlook it. So we'll have that all set up. That would be good there. One thing I want to check, I'm going to click on publish here. So schedule an appointment. I just want to see something. Okay, so schedule an appointment goes right down over to here so that they can actually do that. Great. So we are all set there. So that's good. And then we've got our services. Now here, obviously there's a problem, right? The way that this particular theme is designed is that you're not able to just put in images. So we've got all these right here. This is an image. So we're going to change the image to a mouse, right? So what we can do is when we do this, we can use media from Wix, Shutterstock, or Unsplash, or an AI image creator. So the problem is with this, we're going to type in mouse here. We really want a graphic type of mouse, not necessarily an image of a mouse, right? So filter by, let's say illustrations. That might be a better way. Yeah, so maybe this is a better one, or maybe this is a better one. Let's choose that. So we'll choose this image. Okay, so that's actually pretty decent. So we're going to drag this right? Make it fit there. There we go. So that is a mouse rodent control. We'll just make it rodent control because we don't want that showing. Okay. So we would obviously go through that. We would do scorpions, termites. We would do it for all of them. We'd adjust all of our content here to what we want. Now, what you'll notice, which is kind of cool, is that AI has already kind of pre-written all this stuff. It's pre-populated it with some stuff. And it's not terrible. Some of it needs some work, but protect your, like termites, protect your property from the damaging effects of termites with our comprehensive termite control solutions. Click here to learn more about how our termite control services. It actually is pretty nice that they pre-populated all this. You can adjust it as needed, but it's nice that they pre-populate. You just saw how to change the image. That's easy to do. Who we are. This is obviously where you'd want to add more about you and the team and all that. If you want a whole dedicated page, I think that there's an about, so we'll talk about that in a minute, but we can talk about that. And then also happy customers. So this happy customers here, this is where testimonials go. I actually don't love this. It's not that it's bad. I don't love the layout of this. I just feel like it's kind of this weird, awkward thing. Okay, so we're looking at this and we see here that we've got this white, which isn't bad. I like the color scheme. And then we got this black. This black really stands out to me. It's kind of a little bit too much, right? So I don't really love that. So we can invert the colors if we want. The way that you do that, you just click into it. Let's go to here. Change the background. You could change it to any color that you wanted, right? If you want to do a light blue or, a white, then you'd have to change the text color, etc. But, I'd probably adjust the background colors here to make it a little bit, look a little bit prettier. And then we could just take the same testimonials, drag it down, and actually put them in here. Again, this is a preference thing. I just don't really like this. You can also, one thing that's kind of cool, if you want to move a section down or up, you can do that. But most importantly, we don't want this section anymore. I just don't like this section. Don't like how it looks. So I'm going to click in and click on delete, and I'll click in again, click on delete. And now it is gone. So who we are, and then we get right into the testimonials. I like that a little bit better. Granted, I'd change the color and everything, but you get the point. And then we go into the footer here. So the home page, technically, right now, is exactly what we want. I'd say one thing too, like I don't love how this is over here. So let's click here. Let's click edit text. Let's center it, and we will center it with you'll see it snaps right there. Okay, that's good. Also, I almost forgot this background back here. This background doesn't make any sense. I don't like this background, so let's change background. And we're going to change it to an image. You can also do a video, which is pretty darn cool. So let's click on video, and we'll type in insects. We really want to get insects. Let's see, insects that could be problematic for a house. Let's click on insects. Or maybe, you know what? Let's not do insects. Let's do mice. Go media from Wix. This is the free one. Go to mice or mouse. Okay, we're going to have to do something here because it's free. So let's click on insects. We'll just say this one. Okay. Now I know you may not want to do a video at all. I just think that videos happen to look pretty cool when people actually see them. So I'm going to click on publish, and I'll show you what the live site would look like. I think that's the important thing here. So let's click on live site, and that's pretty neat, right? You can see these little insects moving around. Kind of cool, right? To have that video. Now you can also, you could just make it an image if you wanted to. And one thing I do want to show you is the AI image creator. So we're going to go into here, click on change background. And again, I'm showing you the functionality of Wix. So something that's cool. So we go into images here, right? And we can add these images, media for Wix, Shutterstock, Unsplash. They have these different options. But the cooler thing is the AI image creator, because if you ever have to buy images, it can get pretty expensive. So this AI image creator is pretty neat. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on photo, and then we're going to put a prompt of what we actually want the photo to be. And I put here a man using a pest control spray backpack spraying a fence of a house. So we'll see what it comes up with. Now I will say AI is not always perfect, so this one might be difficult, I don't know. But sometimes you'll do it and then you'll see something, you'll be like, that's not bad, and then you have to adjust it a few times. So this is the one, it's actually, it's kind of weird. He's got a full gear on and everything. It's not terrible. Let's say that this is good, okay? This may not be good to you, it's fine. We can regenerate it. I just don't want to spend all of our time doing it. We'll click on use the image, and we're going to click on, actually, we want to do more of a 9:16. That makes more sense, right? We'll click on save, and that'll be the new background. We'll click on change background. So there you go. So we do technically have that there too, right? I don't love it. I actually like the video more, but I'm just showing you again the functionality. So the homepage overall right now, technically, I would say we're in a pretty good place. So I think that we're done with the homepage. Your services page should clearly outline the types of pest control that you offer. So whether it's residential pest control, commercial, termite treatment, rodent removal, or bed bug extermination, each service should have a brief description explaining the problem and how they can solve it. And also consider adding a FAQ section to address common concerns that they may have. So the next one is a services page. So we'll go into here again. Control F5 to bring it back. Okay. So we'll go to here, services. Let's click on services. And interesting. So this is actually bringing us directly into the homepage. So remember on the homepage how we have right in the middle part there are services, and you can click and put all this information. This directs you directly to that. Okay, that's all that it does. Now you can build out a whole services page separately, right? And I showed you kind of how to do that with the blog or the actually the testimonials page. I showed you how to create a page. You could technically do that. I don't really think that we need to, but if you want to get into greater detail, you can. But like for instance, with this, our services, okay, so somebody's here and it says all this and it says, well, click here to learn more about our rodent control services. It's pretty easy if you're thinking, well, how would I actually do that, right? What you really need them to do, let's go to here. We'll go to here and we'll just, right there, we will copy the link address. And really what we would do is in this part, what we could do, right here it says click here to learn more about our rodent control services. We'll click on edit text. And then we would just go specifically to where it says click here. And we would click right here, do a link, and then we would link to the contact page, right? That's how we'd do that. Or we could just delete all that text. And we could say, you know what? All that we really want to do is just have a button that says contact us. And you can look at all these different buttons and choose whatever one looks good to you. We'll say that one looks good to you. And then what we want to do carefully, this is the hard part, we'll drop it down here. Not really drop it down here. Here. We need to, this is where it gets a little bit rough because you got to space everything out. There we go. That's what I was looking to do. Send, and then we would just make this a little bigger. So we have all of our services. We erase the text talking about click here, and instead we just put in this section, instead of send, request estimate or something like that, or contact us. And then we would again link it to where it just goes down to the contact page. So that's how you would actually go about, adjusting the services page. Again, you could totally create a whole new page, but I just don't think it's really necessary. I think generally speaking, as long as you have it highlighted what you control or what you offer rather, here will pretty much keep people happy, and then they'll just contact you for more information. You can talk to them and go from there. Next is customer testimonials. So nothing builds trust faster than real customer reviews. So create a page showcasing success stories, before and after results, or written testimonials from satisfied clients. Now, if you have any video testimonials, that's even better. Seeing real people vouch for your services adds credibility and helps convert visitors into customers. And next we have the testimonials page. So you may recall I created this page. I don't love how the background is black. I would definitely change the background to white on all these. But again, I just don't want to spend our time doing it here. But it would be pretty simple to do. You click, change background to white instead of black. But what we're really focused on here is we want to have a testimonial page. But we couldn't create a testimonial page from the beginning, right? So what we need to do, again, if you recall, add section, go into here, testimonials, and you can drag any of these over, right? We'll just do this one and we'll do something else that's, maybe different. Let's add another section, testimonials. Let's do this one here, okay? So now we've got two different things that are testimonial related on the page. So our clients say, and again, we would adjust this. The cool thing too, so we've got the images of the people. Hopefully you can get clients that'll allow you to have those images. If not, you can always just use a placeholder. But section or slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3, because the people who are viewing your site, they can actually look at those. And then also we go down here and it's a similar thing. It's just really pretty much the text. And then we have slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. So they can do the same thing there as well. Creating this, I mean, it's really pretty simple, right? Like you really just want testimonials. And then I already showed you how to drive or how to add a button. Maybe you add a button, contact us right here, right below it or something like that. Just to, again, encourage people to actually contact you or call you to start to basically drive a lead. Because if they're there to look at the testimonial page, They're looking at what you've done, and that's good. You can also come in here and you can add a different testimonial section of the ones that we showed. You can actually show images, things like that with happy people. You can do whatever you want on this page. You can get creative with it. I'm just showing you the easy way to do it. The About Us page allows you to connect on a personal level. So share the story of your pest control business, why you started, what motivates you, and what really sets you apart from your competitors. If you have any certifications, licenses, or industry awards, you also want to highlight them here to establish credibility. Next is the About page. So again, this particular theme, it doesn't really have an About page. It has an About section on the homepage, which isn't a bad thing. So we go to here, we click on About, and it brings them right to who we are. Now, I gotta admit, this isn't a ton of information, right? Who we are. It's not a ton of information about who we are and images and this, that, and the other. So you may want to say, okay, and I already showed you how to create a page, right? Because I don't want to spend all of our time doing it here, but I already showed you how to create a page. You may want to create a whole new page and actually, spend the time to build it out, talk about all your different staff. Now I will, because there is some stuff that you should see here, I will go into here and I do want to actually click on Manage Pages and I want to show you. So if you're doing an About page, this is technically an anchor, is what that is. That just means it pulls down to that page. But if you want to add a page, you can go to an About page. And unlike testimonials, right, it actually has formats for an About page. So you could do something like this, our story, and well, we could just click on preview, which is the nice thing about Wix, they make it easy. So About, you've got the banner, our story, meet the team, talks about the team, our clients, etc. You could do that, or you could do any of these others. But the idea is that you can basically create this out and then just link to it with a button if somebody wants to learn more. I think that if you're curious, I think that this on the homepage is a good thing to just have who we are and kind of a quick blurb. But again, if you wanted to say, well, you know what, that's not enough. I want to add a button. You can put a button right down here. They can click and then we can link that button to the About page like I just talked about. We have the About page, they go to that, they learn more about you. And next is the Contact page. So you want to make it easy for potential clients to reach you. Your contact page should feature a simple form where visitors can request a free inspection or a quote. Also include your phone number, email address, business hours, and links to your social media pages as well. And if you offer emergency pest control services, make sure to highlight that, because if you can help them before anyone else, you'll immediately get a customer. And next is the Contact page. Now, again, the Contact page, super simple. We just click on Contact and it brings them down to here. I don't think that you need a page for this. If it depends on the theme, this one has it already built in like this. This is fine. Just to have it on pretty much every page anyway is actually a good thing. So the Contact Us, really simple. If they want to, they can fill out a form. The most important thing with a contact page, you don't have to include a ton of testimonials, all this other stuff. You just need a form that they can submit, right? I would say the one thing, I'm saying, oh yeah, they've got call us right here. So as long as your phone number and a form exists, and then, I like how they have social media and everything here. I think this is good. I think this covers most of what you need here. Now, one thing I do want to mention about a contact page. So remember how we had that book online page that I had basically removed from the navigation? So here's what you need to understand. So this is actually kind of cool. So one of the things that you can do, so this is just the preview, but this isn't the live site. So let's say that we have this up. You can actually set it up, and you can do this with the contact page. You can set it all up. But when someone clicks on book now, this is the neat part. You can actually set up availability, and this you can control all this, right? So if you have your calendar here and you're offering it to initial consultations, right? Or initial estimates, where it's like, yeah, we'll come, we'll take a look at your place and let you know if we can provide what you need. You can actually set that up here and make it so that the end user can go directly there and set up and schedule everything. And the nice part is with Wix, it's all integrated seamlessly, which I absolutely love. It just saves a ton of time for business owners to have to do all this manually. Okay, that all being said, so the contact page, as we all know right now, right? It's just really just a section on the site, and it has schedule an appointment. What you could do instead, if you wanted to actually add the calendar, we click here, we go to bookings. And we can do calendar, next availability. You can actually plug these in directly on the contact page so that they can see that and they can actually make those appointments themselves. If you want to do that sort of thing, it may make sense just to have them reach out with a contact form, because at least that way they schedule an appointment with you directly. And next is the blog page. So a blog, or kind of a resource center, is a great way to establish yourself as an authority in the pest control industry. You can publish articles on pest prevention tips, seasonal pest issues, and how-to guides to educate your audience. Not only does this help customers, but it also improves your search engine rankings and attracts more visitors and eyeballs to your website. Okay, and the last page is the blog. So when you go into the blog, so this is what happens. You go into here, you go and click, and it brings you into this right here. So this is actually the blog page. So the way that it works, the way that blogs work, you'll have a blog page, which is what people can see to read. And then everything inside of here is a blog post. So basically, you write a blog post, it appears on the blog page. It's just how it's organized. Don't ask me why. So when we go into here, all that we need to do is we click into here. We'll go to the blog, right? And you'll see all these different posts and everything. If you click in, you can see where you can manage posts. And we're going to click on manage posts. This brings us back into the CMS, the content management system, the administrator portal. And now you can see these are all the posts that you've written. You can create a new post. You can go into any of these, and I'll just show you. It's really simple to use. So you go into any of these, and basically you see this is, the text, the images. You put whatever you need, you press publish, and then after you press publish, it'll show up on the top of the blog post page. So that's really what a blog is, what the intent is of a page. And again, I think the blog pages, they make sense because they really will showcase your expertise. And that's the key thing, is you just want to kind of show your voice. In addition, like social media, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, etc. If you're doing all that, it'll keep people, aware of the fact that you're very knowledgeable what you do. Congrats, you have officially made it. Now, if you followed everything in this tutorial, you now have your very own pest control website. And while there will always be tweaks and improvements over time, you've built up a solid foundation that you can proudly share with the world. And this website, it gives you the exposure you need to really succeed online. Oh, and remember that big mistake most pest control companies make when building their website? Well, spoiler, it's actually not about the website at all. So the number one mistake that most pest control companies make is actually not using email marketing effectively. So many people assume that once someone visits their site, they'll call immediately, but that's rarely the case. Most potential customers need time to research, compare options, and really decide on the best option. Email marketing keeps your business top of mind. You can collect emails through your contact form and send automated follow-ups. And you can offer, seasonal pest control reminders, limited time discounts, or helpful pest prevention tips to engage potential customers. A well-timed email can turn a visitor into a loyal client. Now, to make this easier, I recommend using Brevo, which integrates with Wix and simplifies automated follow-ups. You can go ahead and click on the link right up here or check in the description for that as well. Your pest control website isn't just an online brochure. It's a powerful tool for building credibility, attracting leads, and growing your business. Now, if you found this helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments too. I'd love to help you create a site that brings in more customers and takes your business to the next level.